Okay, so we're looking at the E long pattern, but it employs the S4 E short pattern. So even if I call it a long pattern, it's going to have short string shapes with it. Okay, so this would be the long E pattern, although that's not the long E string shape. All right, so we just went up there, and we're just playing root 3, 5, 6. Why? Because we want to practice getting ready to go from pentatonic framework to triad framework, which would be root 3, 5 for the majors and root 3, 6 for the relative major of that pentatonic scale. So let's take a look at here. We'll put this back on E tuning. This is E tuning. Okay, so let's look at the pentatonic in the A shape for the C. So we go C in the cage, we go to the A shape. All right, when you play your regular A down here, E becomes the fifth of that A. Okay, so similarly when we play the C shaped A here, we just move that A shape up. G becomes the fifth of the C shape. We're going to play the C shaped pentatonic. 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5, 6. Now I did that mostly by memory and calling out the numbers. But what if we want to play a major or a minor? First thing we're going to have to do is lose the 2. Okay, because the 2 is not in the major triad. It's not in the minor triad. It's the 2 itself. Okay, which would be the Dorian second minor and things like that. So that's what this is for. So you play like root 3, 5, 6 root, and then to 3 here. Instead, just leave out the 2. You're getting used to leaving out 1 or 2 of the notes in the pentatonic, because you know how we all love to go through that pentatonic, and teachers will love to tell you, here's your A minor pentatonic. You know, and you get to do it by memory. But what if someone said, well, leave out the 2? I mean, you're going to be like, what? What? You know, now all I had to do was leave out the purple note there. Okay, so that, when you take root 2, 3, 5, 6, and you're going to leave the 2 out, it's just root 3, 5, 6. But still, that's not getting to what we really want to get to, is the triad arpeggios of root 3, 5 and root 3, 6. So for the triad arpeggio root 3, 5, we have to leave out the 6th. So we're not going to play the purple, we're not going to play the blue, and to be something more like, and then that would be your major triad, and then leaving out the red one, which is the 5th, we would play something like, we're also leaving out the purple. And indeed, if we're in the G shape there, we want to play its relative 6. We're going to go to the next cage letter up from G is E. So that was basically an E minor. All right, don't play the 5th, Andy. I tried. It's very close to the edge. Probably Capo did that. Yeah, Mr. Capo brought our string too close to the edge. Okay, so that's, now we're gonna, I know I messed that up, but guess what? That's what the subject of this lesson is. And I have a chart for this, so it should be a little easier. You don't have to worry about my lousy playing, because I have to learn this. I'm going to get comfortable with these things, so I'll be able to play them. So we start here with root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root, which is the diatonic. And you notice we have all, just accidentals there. These are virtual accidentals, and we have all the white keys there to be played. So the S4E I'd start over here on the E-shaped C if I'm going to be in the key of C up here, but we could do it in F. Alright, so it's just 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Try that one more time. We're just playing the S4E. 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4. That's all it was, and that was in F. So as you can see, the 7 root 2, that first accidental in the key of F was actually an F sharp right there, wasn't it? Because root is F now, so that's an F sharp there, that's fine. But if we were to do that in E itself, with E as the root, it would be... Okay, now that accidental where the E is written, this very note right here, this very note is the F if this is the E. Okay, so you can see it's a virtual accidental. It's not always a black key unless you're playing in the key of C. So in the key of C, if we're going to play the S5G, or we can play it in the key of G. If we're going to play the S5G, the root is going to be G. We're going to start on the 6th. E will be the 6th. And it'll just be 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2. Then warp up for 3, 4, 5. That's the S5G. Okay? And then of course the top string isn't shown there, but it would be a repeat of the bottom string there. Now we're also going to be using a pattern called the S3D. These are just stacks of string shapes. They go in string shape fifths. Let's look at that. Here's your string shape fifths. Okay, so for the S5G it would be G string shape, D string shape, A, E, and C. Okay, if we're at the fret nut, we have to play the long pattern. So let's look at that. Let's get Mr. Capo on, but this time not drag my bottom string off of the fretboard. Okay, and we're going to have an S5G. So we're going to go 6, 7, root, then to D, 2, 3, 4. But now we're going to do the long pattern, 5, 6, 7. Why? Because the normal A pattern, I thought I could look at that one, but that's not it. Right here, this A pattern, we're going to want to play that. Let's play that again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root. Okay. No, not 3, 4, 5. That's in C. We're in G right now. Okay, so we're starting on the G string shape here. 6, 7, root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now there's nothing wrong with the A string shape there. It's just that we can't get the F sharp here for 7 root 2. So we're going to play the 7 right here. Here's your F sharp. We're going into the long pattern now. 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2. That's what the long patterns are good for. Okay, so it would behoove us to pay attention to and look at the long pattern right here. 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it's easy to play. Start on a G. 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. It's just a square like that. Where did that come from? I'll tell you where it came from.